the biggest challenges has been really identifying who the right people are, stakeholders are, where that influence needs to be applied, and then frankly, like how we all come together to present to the outside world, not our organizational structure, but really great, delightful products.
Well, that's really interesting that even in the big company, you have different pockets of things going on. I've always said to people, if people are leaving the company, people don't generally leave companies, they leave managers.
You spending so much time at work, you gotta love what you're doing. And so, and I think that that actually brings out the best in people as well.
So those three things really help move your employees along. So let me ask you this. Since we're talking about employees and talent and motivating them, what have you learned along the way to engage talent at scale?
And when I say empower, I mean that means that you have set clarity around the mission, clarity around the vision, clarity around the principles upon which decisions are made or products are built. I grew up mostly in Hershey, Pennsylvania. So Hershey is where they do make the chocolate. My mom was in product development, so I used to call her like the Willy Wonka. She'd invent chocolate, which I think, was a pretty cool job. I think it was a lot of what I was instilled with, from my parents is this sort of gratitude, like this idea that nothing is taken for granted, that they worked really hard to get to this country, that they worked really hard to stay in this country, and that everything that I was doing was like continuing their legacy. You are serving not just you yourself, but also as a representation of your family, as a representation of your community, and that carries weight, and that's important. And in many ways, the best work that comes out of people is from a place of passion, from a place of purpose.